My daughter didn't shout. She didn't slam doors or throw accusations like knives. She said it quietly, while rinsing her coffee cup at my sink. "You're in the way, Mom." Just like that. As if she were talking about a chair placed wrong in a room she had already decided belonged to her. She moved back in 3 months after the divorce. 2 suitcases, a box of documents, no tears. "I just need a little time," she told me, "to reset." I believed her. I always had. I gave her my bedroom because it was bigger. I moved my things into the small room at the back of the house. I told myself it was temporary. That word again, temporary. At first, she was grateful. She hugged me in the mornings. She asked about my day. She said things like, "I don't know what I'd do without you." I cooked. I listened. I stayed quiet when she talked about her ex-husband as if the years before him didn't exist. I thought we were rebuilding something. I didn't realize she was rearranging it. The first thing she changed was the schedule. Breakfast became too noisy. Dinner became too late. The television volume was too loud, even when it was barely on. "You should rest more," she said. "You don't need to be up so early. You don't have to do everything anymore." Every sentence sounded like care. Every sentence moved me a step further out of my own life. Then she changed the house. She replaced my curtains, moved my chair, cleared my bookshelf to make space. I came home one afternoon to find my photographs stacked in a box. "I'm just decluttering," she said lightly. "You keep too many things. Too many things. Too much presence." The neighbors stopped greeting me first. They greeted her. "She's taking such good care of you," one of them said once, smiling. My daughter squeezed my arm. "See?" she seemed to say. "This is how it's supposed to be now." The day she said the words, it was raining. A soft, patient rain. I was standing in the doorway, unsure whether to step into the kitchen or wait. She sighed. "Mom," she said, not unkindly, "you're in the way." I felt something settle in my chest. Not pain, recognition. I nodded. "I'll try to stay out of it," I said. She smiled, relieved. That was when I knew. She thought the house was hers now, and she thought I was furniture. But furniture remembers who bought the house. The first time I noticed it, I almost corrected her. Almost. We were at the doctor's office, sitting side by side. She filled out the forms while I watched her pen move confidently across the page. My phone number, my address, my medical history. When the nurse asked a question, my daughter answered before I could open my mouth. "She gets confused sometimes," she said with a polite smile. "I'll handle it." I felt the words press against my throat, but I said nothing, because I wanted to see how far she would go. At home, she started taking calls in the other room. I would hear my name. "Mom doesn't really go out anymore. She's slowing down. It's better if I manage things." When I asked who had called, she waved it off. "Just people worrying too much," she said. I told them, "You're fine." Fine. Invisible people are always fine. She began correcting me in front of others. "No, Mom, that's not how it happened. You're remembering it wrong. Let me explain." Her voice was gentle, patient. The kind of patience that teaches everyone else not to listen to you. The worst part was how quickly it worked. Friends stopped asking me questions directly. Neighbors looked to her for confirmation. Even the mail started coming in her name. She never told me she'd changed it. She didn't have to. One afternoon, I went looking for my checkbook. It wasn't in the drawer. "Where is it?" I asked. She didn't look up from her laptop. "I put it somewhere safe," she said. "You don't need to worry about bills anymore." I laughed, a small sound. "I've worried about bills my entire life," I said. She smiled tightly. "And now you don't have to." That night, I lay awake, listening to her walk through the house like she owned it. Turning lights off behind me, locking doors early, setting alarms. I had lived here for 40 years. She had been back for 3 months. The next morning, she left a note on the counter. "Went out. Don't open the door for anyone." I stared at it for a long time. I was 76, not 6. I realized then that this wasn't cruelty. It was efficiency. She wasn't angry with me. She was done with me. And done is much more dangerous than angry. That afternoon, I called an old friend, one my daughter didn't know well. We talked for over an hour. I laughed. I remembered things in perfect order. When I hung up, my hands were steady, my mind was clear, and my decision was made. If my daughter wanted me out of the way, I would move. Just not the way she expected. The first real move came quietly. That's how she did everything now. Quietly, efficiently, without asking. I noticed the boxes before I noticed what was missing. 2 cardboard boxes stacked neatly by the back door, labeled in her handwriting, "Donate trash." I didn't touch them at first. I already knew. Inside the first box were my sweaters. The blue one I wore after my husband died. The green one my sister sent me from abroad. Clothes that still held the shape of my shoulders. Inside the second box were papers, old letters, receipts, my address book. My life reduced to categories she had chosen. "I'm just helping you simplify," she said when I asked. Her tone was calm, reasonable. "You don't need all this anymore." I held up one of the letters. "This is from your father." She hesitated for half a second. Then, "You remember him without paper." That half second mattered. It meant she knew exactly what she was doing. A week later, she mentioned options. Not plans, options. "There's a really nice assisted living place nearby," she said over dinner. "Clean, quiet, people your age." People my age. As in age were a personality. "I'm not going anywhere," I said. She smiled politely. "Of course not." Not right now. The phrase settled in my stomach like a stone. Not right now. I started paying closer attention. Mail addressed to her, but sent to my bank. A voicemail from a realtor asking to follow up. A man in a suit who rang the doorbell one afternoon and left a card when she wasn't home. I memorized the name. That night, I checked my documents. Or tried to. The folder where I kept them was gone. Not moved, gone. I didn't confront her. I made tea. I asked how her day was. I watched her relax, because people who think they're in control stop hiding. 2 days later, I overheard her on the phone. "I just need her to agree," she said quietly. "Or at least not fight it." A pause. "Yes, the house is in her name, for now." For now. I went to bed early that night, but I didn't sleep. I planned. The next morning, I walked to the library. I hadn't been there in years. The librarian recognized me immediately. "Mrs. Carter," she said warmly, "it's good to see you." I almost cried. Not from sadness, from relief. I used their computer, slowly, carefully. I looked up lawyers, not flashy ones, the kind that specialize in family disputes and elder rights, the kind my daughter would never expect me to find. When I came home, my daughter looked surprised. "I didn't know you were going out," she said. "I didn't need to," I replied. She studied my face. For the first time in months, she looked uncertain. That night, I wrote a list, not of what she had taken, but of what she assumed, that I was tired, and I was afraid that I wouldn't act. She was wrong about all 3, because the truth was this: she wanted me out of her life, and I was about to show her how that felt. She didn't ask me again. She brought forms. They were laid out neatly on the dining table one morning, aligned with the placemats I had chosen years ago. Tabs, sticky notes, yellow highlights like warning signs. "Just routine," she said, pouring herself coffee. "Things everyone our age does. Our age." She slid one paper closer to me. Power of attorney, medical, financial. Broad, too broad. "I don't understand all this," I said, letting my voice soften. She relaxed immediately. "That's why I'm here." She explained it slowly, kindly, like a teacher who already knows the answer. "This way I can help you," she said. "If anything happens. If." I picked up the pen, then set it down. "I'd like to think about it," I said. Her jaw tightened, just a fraction. "Mom," she said, patient again. "We don't have time for hesitation." There it was. Time. That afternoon, she scheduled an appointment I didn't ask for. A consultation with a social worker at home. I agreed, not because I wanted to, because I wanted witnesses. The social worker arrived with a clipboard and a practiced smile. "How are you feeling today?" she asked me. "I'm fine," I said. My daughter jumped in. "She's been forgetting things." I turned to her. "What things?" She blinked. "Little things." "Name one," I said. Silence. The social worker looked up. After that, everything slowed down. My daughter grew careful, too careful. She watched me the way you watch a crack forming in glass. That evening, I made my first move. I called Daniel, my daughter's ex-husband, the man she never mentioned anymore. He answered on the third ring. "Yes," he said, wary. "It's your former mother-in-law," I said. "I need your help." A pause. Then, "I was hoping you'd call." We met 2 days later at a cafe far from the house. He looked tired, older, wiser. "She told everyone you were impossible," he said quietly, "that you interfered." I smiled sadly. "She tells stories well." He nodded. "She's doing it again. To you." He told me things. About money, about pressure, about how quickly love turned into management. "She tried to control everything," he said. "When I pushed back, I became the problem." I recognized the pattern immediately. "I need documents," I said. "Anything that shows how she operates." He didn't hesitate. "I kept everything," he replied, "just in case." When I got home, my daughter was pacing. "Where were you?" she asked. "Out," I said. "With who?" I met her eyes. "A friend." She didn't like that word. That night, I slept with the lights off and my door locked. Not from fear, from clarity. She thought she was making this official. She didn't realize she had just made it public. The lock on my door was new. I noticed it the first night she didn't come home. A small thing, polished, quiet. Installed while I was at the library. I tested it gently. Locked, from the outside. My daughter had always been efficient. I didn't panic. I sat on the edge of the bed and waited. Because people who lock doors forget about windows. In the morning, she acted as if nothing had changed. "Oh," she said lightly when I mentioned it. "I thought it would make you feel safer." "Safer from whom?" She didn't answer. That afternoon, Daniel emailed me the files, messages, bank statements, screenshots of conversations I was never supposed to see. Her voice was the same in all of them. Calm, logical, certain. "He's unstable. She's confused. I'm just trying to protect everyone. Always protecting, always controlling." One message made my hands stop shaking. A draft email she had never sent. Subject line, "Next steps after mom moves out." Moves out. Not if, after. I printed everything, slowly, methodically. The printer hummed like a witness clearing its throat. That evening, she sat across from me at dinner. "I spoke to a facility today," she said, "just to gather information." I took a sip of water. "Did you?" I replied. "Yes, they have availability. Nice place. Gardens, gardens. People love selling exits with flowers." "I'm not going," I said. She smiled. "We'll see." There it was. Not anger, certainty. That night, I packed a bag. Not clothes, copies, names, dates. I hid it behind the false panel in the hallway cabinet, the one my husband installed decades ago. She never knew it existed. The next morning, the social worker returned, this time with another woman, and a clipboard thicker than before. My daughter sat close to me, her hand resting lightly on my arm. Possessive. "She's been having episodes," my daughter said softly. "Confusion, mood changes." I looked at the women, then at my daughter, then back at the women. "May I speak alone?" I asked. They hesitated, then nodded. I stood up, unlocked my door, walked to the cabinet, opened the panel, and placed the bag on the table. "Before you decide anything," I said calmly, "you should read this." They did. Their faces changed, one line at a time. My daughter's hand fell from my arm. "Mom," she said sharply, "what are you doing?" I met her eyes. "Stepping out of your way," I replied. Because control depends on silence, and I had been quiet long enough. The room shifted. Not dramatically, not all at once, just enough. The social worker stopped nodding at my daughter and started reading more slowly. The other woman, legal, not medical, asked for dates, specific ones. My daughter noticed immediately. People like her always do. These are old misunderstandings, she said, smiling too fast. My mother keeps things. She confuses context. Context helps, the legal woman replied. So do timelines. She looked at me. Mrs. Carter, she said, did anyone ask you if you wanted to leave your home? No, I answered. It felt good to say it plainly. They asked me to speak, alone. My daughter protested. I should be present, she insisted. She gets overwhelmed. I stood up. I won't, I said. They followed me into the small sitting room, closed the door. I told them everything. Not emotionally, not bitterly, chronologically, locks, forms, mail changes, plans made without consent. The kind of story that doesn't need embellishment. When we returned, my daughter was standing, arms crossed. Her mask had slipped, just a little. We'll need to pause any transition plans, the legal woman said carefully, until further review. My daughter's voice sharpened. You're taking her word over mine? No, the woman replied. We're taking evidence. That night, my daughter didn't speak to me. She cleaned aggressively. She slammed cabinets. She paced. Control, when threatened, gets loud. The next morning, she was sweet again. Too sweet. I made your favorite, she said, placing breakfast in front of me. We've both been stressed. I didn't touch the food. I'll be moving my documents off-site, I said calmly, for safekeeping. Her fork froze mid-air. Where? With people who don't need me out of their way, I replied. That afternoon, Daniel picked me up. I told my daughter I was going to the pharmacy. I didn't say which one. We met with a lawyer, a quiet man with careful eyes. He read everything, then looked up at me. She's overplayed her hand, he said, and she's left a trail. I exhaled for the first time in weeks. When I came home, my daughter was waiting. Where were you? She demanded. I smiled. Out, I said, just like she used to say to me. That night, I locked my door, from the inside. And for the first time since she moved in, I slept without listening for her footsteps. The neighbors started asking questions. That's when she knew she was losing. Mrs. Harlan, from across the street, stopped me one morning. Are you all right, dear? She asked, glancing toward the house. We've seen people coming and going. My daughter watched from the window. I smiled. I'm doing very well. That answer unsettled her more than any accusation could have. The lawyer sent a formal notice 2 days later. Not dramatic, not threatening, just clear. Any attempt to restrict my movement, access my finances, or make decisions on my behalf without consent would be documented. Documented. My daughter read it twice, then a third time. She changed tactics. That evening she cried, real tears this time. I gave up everything for you, she said, sitting on the edge of my bed. My marriage, my plans, my life. I listened, I always had. But something was different now. I wasn't absorbing it. I was observing it. I just wanted you safe, she whispered. Why are you doing this to me? I answered honestly. Because you told me I was in the way. She flinched. The next morning, she called a family meeting. Relatives I hadn't seen in years arrived with worried expressions. She spoke first. Mom's not herself, she said softly. She's being influenced. I waited. When it was my turn, I stood, not trembling, not apologizing. I am myself, I said, and I have been quiet for your convenience, not because I am confused. I placed copies on the table. Emails, timelines, records. Faces changed, slowly. My sister spoke up. Why would you lock her door? She asked my daughter. My daughter didn't answer. That night she packed a bag, not angrily, carefully. She stood in the doorway. You're choosing this, she said. No, I replied. You did. She left before dawn. The house exhaled, but I knew this wasn't over. People who lose control don't forgive. They retreat and plan. She didn't come back for a week, not to apologize, not to argue, to prepare. I found out from a letter, official, neutral, heavy with implication. A concern notice had been filed, anonymous, of course. It suggested I was being financially influenced, that I was vulnerable, that there were safety risks if I remained alone. I knew her handwriting even when it wasn't on the page. The visit came 2 days later. 2 professionals, clipboards, soft shoes. They asked questions they already thought they knew the answers to. Do you feel safe here? Do you manage your own finances? Has anyone pressured you recently? I answered calmly. Truth has a way of simplifying things. Then I handed them my file, prepared, indexed, dated, emails, call logs, witness statements, including one from my neighbor, including one from Daniel, including one from my own doctor. They read in silence. The questions changed. Has your daughter restricted your access to your room? Did she install a lock? Did she attempt to move you without consent? Yes, yes, yes. When they left, they didn't promise outcomes. They promised review. That was enough. My daughter called that night, furious. You're trying to destroy me, she said. Do you have any idea what this could do to my career? I held the phone away from my ear. I warned you, I said calmly. You told me I was in the way. The investigation moved quickly. People who document everything leave footprints. People who assume control rarely clean them up. A week later, I received another letter. This one clearer. The complaint had been reclassified, not against me, against her. I sat at the kitchen table and breathed. Not relief, finality. The first call came from someone who didn't know me. Carter, the woman said carefully, we're conducting a routine review connected to a complaint involving your daughter. Routine. That word again. It always sounds harmless until it isn't. The review touched places my daughter cared about. Her job asked questions. Her references hesitated. Her calendar filled with meetings she couldn't cancel. She called me that night, not angry, afraid. They're treating me like a criminal, she said. You know I was just trying to help you. I listened. I remembered how often I had listened before. Help doesn't begin with locks, I replied, or lies. She went quiet. A week later, she showed up at the house. No suitcase, no confidence, just a folder clutched to her chest. I need you to tell them you misunderstood, she said. Just say you were stressed, that you overreacted. I looked at her, at the woman who had once fallen asleep on my shoulder during storms. What would that teach you? I asked. She didn't answer. The letter arrived the next morning. Formal, final. The complaint had been substantiated. Not dramatic words, just accurate ones. My daughter lost her position, not publicly, not loudly, quietly. The way control slips away when there's no one left to back it up. She came back one last time. This time, she cried without strategy. I don't know who I am without fixing things, she said. I believed her. That was the tragedy. I hope you learn, I told her, but you won't learn it from me. She nodded, left the folder on the table, and walked out. That night, I sat alone in the living room. The house was quiet, not empty, mine. I didn't change the locks. I changed the rules. The house settled into a rhythm again. My rhythm. Morning light through the kitchen window. The radio low, tea steeping the way I like it. No footsteps pacing behind me. No sighs when I entered a room. I moved my bedroom back where it belonged. I put my photographs on the walls again, not in neat rows, but where they felt right. Laughter crooked, memories uneven. I kept the chair by the window. I kept the silence when I wanted it. I kept myself. My daughter wrote once more. Not a long letter, not an apology dressed as explanation. Just 3 lines. I'm trying to understand who I am without control. I don't expect forgiveness. I hope you're well. I folded it and placed it in the drawer with the others. Some things are not answers. They are beginnings. And beginnings don't need witnesses. People asked if I felt guilty. They always do, as if setting a boundary is the same as drawing blood. I told them the truth. I didn't take anything from her, I said. I stopped giving what she was stealing. I volunteered twice a week at the library now. I helped other women fill out forms. I listened when they whispered the same fear in different words. They're trying to move me. They say it's for my own good. They don't listen anymore. I listened. That mattered. On my birthday, I cooked for myself. A small cake, one candle, no speeches, no roles assigned. I made a wish anyway, not for time, not for peace, for clarity. Late that evening, the phone rang. My daughter's name lit the screen. I let it ring, not because I was angry, because I was finished being available on demand. I learned something important this year. Love that requires you to disappear isn't love. Care that begins with control isn't care. And silence is not patience when it costs you your place in the world. I am not in the way. I am exactly where I stand. And anyone who wants to stay in my life now knows the cost of trying to move me.